Welcome everybody to week 5 in the Geoguessr Reddit League. My name is Zatomo and I'm joined by Calamity. How are you?
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. So today we have a matchup in Division 3 between TheosZA and WaCoLoCh. These two competitors are both newly promoted to Division 3. They were in Division 4 last season and kind of having a bit of mixed success in Division 3. Isn't that right, Calamity?
Yeah, both of them started out not too well, but they've recovered a bit. They've had better results in the recent weeks. And we finally get our first match in Division 3. Uh, they're both still towards the lower end of the table, but yeah, they're trying at least to move up. Their average points and average kilometers off aren't too great, but they've at least both got one or slash two aces. So that's something.
Yeah, it is. WaCoLoCh is sitting a little bit higher in the table. That's largely due to a few, I think a bonus point here or there and some better score differential more than anything. But you can see that their record is tied at 2 wins and 2 losses apiece. But Theos does have the edge on aces, one more ace than WaCoLoCh there. But WaCoLoCh is definitely the one in form after losing his first 2 games. He is on a 2-game winning streak, so he'll be looking to extend that to 3 here, while Theos has just been back and forth on his results throughout the season. So let's take a look at the map they'll be competing on. They are in Pennsylvania this week. It's a map created by Elemental 921 with an average score of only about 10,000 points, just under. So pretty difficult in terms of those points here. It's been played about 2,000 times, which I think the Geoguessr League gave it quite a boost with all the people practicing, as well as it contains over 10,000 locations, though. So a little bit difficult to practice in terms you're not going to get a lot of repeats. But yeah, basically the map is self-explanatory. It covers every corner of the state of Pennsylvania and should give us a very interesting matchup here in week number 5. So Calamity, any predictions going into this one between these two?
It's difficult to say. I've just had a look as well at their results last season in Division 4, and they were both very, very close. They had almost the same total score, like just split by 3,000 points, and they had the same amount of points. And even this season, they've been very close. So yeah, it's difficult to say. I don't really have a clear favorite.
Oh, very interesting. So a very tight matchup. So it'll be interesting to see who comes out on top on this fierce promotion rivalry between these two in Pennsylvania. So let's jump right into it. Okay, and suburban Pennsylvania. What a wonderful place to start.
Yeah, this is something very new for me. I know these locations.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
technically,
because this is your division.
yeah.
So
I mean, I play every seed every week, but I pay more attention in my division, of course.
definitely. And they start off in a cul-de-sac, so there's only really one way to go.
Yep.
So
The problem is you need to find that way, which Theos seems to be having some problems with.
yeah, but WaCoLoCh does get his car out of there and onto a sort of a main road.
Ah, yeah, Theos has found it as well.
There we go. So it's always a good thing, that your opponent went the same direction you did, at least at the start, because there's only one way to go. So
yeah, until you get out of there, and then it's all open again.
Yep, then it's any man's game. So in America, a lot of Americans have been telling me that trash cans are a good place to find information if you can read them.
Yeah, there's a couple of countries where that applies.
Yeah, so there's
for example,
been a few, but no one's looked at it.
Yeah, for example, like the most useful country in terms of trash cans probably is Italy, because they pretty much always put the town name on them. I haven't noticed it that much in the US yet. I do remember noticing it once in Canada, though.
Yeah. So both Theos and WaCoLoCh, they're seeing a area code for phone number 610, which means they're outside of Philadelphia. It does look like Theos knows that.
Theos just
as
saw
well
us,
as WaCoLoCh.
Theos just saw a sign for the I Love Holy Trinity preschool. That just made me laugh.
Yep.
Yeah, they're both around Philadelphia, at least, with their guesses right now.
Yeah, so they both seem to be queuing in on that area code, which is nice. Theos having a little bit of a hard time loading
Mm,
some pictures, but
Rose Valley, PA.
there's an address and a small city name. It appears that WaCoLoCh is looking for the road.
Yeah, he's found Brookhaven, which Theos also sees on his screen as West Brookhaven Road, but he probably wouldn't identify that as a town name.
Doesn't look like he has. Spends a little bit more time looking for it. He might notice it. He does have Rose Valley, so he may not notice that that is what he should be looking for.
Yeah. WaCoLoCh's found it. He's found the
And
right
yeah,
location.
yeah, and having that cul-de-sac now really pays off, right, Calamity? Because they know that they're looking for a dead end of a road somewhere, which really helps with the pinpointing.
I think though they start somewhere in the middle of that road, so it's not too advantageous, but you can at least quickly confirm that you're on the right road when you're looking at the map.
Yeah. And America is usually really great because almost every house will be on the map. So you can definitely count houses. Unlike some countries we've played in already in this league where
Yes.
buildings aren't on the map, America is very well documented. So you can do that.
Yeah,
Yeah, it seems with about 28 seconds left, Theos just hasn't seen it. He's right over it. He just doesn't see it. And WaCoLoCh will be looking to get an ace. And sure enough, he'll guess a little bit early and he'll grab that ace, 5,000 points. A wonderful start for him in Pennsylvania.
As time runs out for Theos, and yep.
Yeah, just a little unfortunate. He has all the information that I think WaCoLoCh had, just didn't see it. And he'll be kicking himself for that for sure. Only getting, his resolution is really weird. 1,954 points.
Possibly.
If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he's playing on a really different resolution and aspect ratio, so it's a little bit weird for us to be able to read, but we'll confirm that in the next round. But yeah, just a bit unfortunate there for Theos there, Calamity.
Yeah, he spent a lot of time just searching for the map after he found that sign in front of the church that said Rose Valley. If he recognized it, that's fair enough, but it depends a bit. He also seemed to be looking quite far out, so I'm not sure, like quite far out of Philadelphia, if he recognized the 215 area code. I'm not sure if searching for that was the right decision in that case.
Yeah, maybe too much time map scrolling and not enough just confirming the information he's found or finding a little bit more to maybe help him zoom in. A bit unfortunate for Theos there. Yeah, definitely puts him on the wrong footing, especially given WaCoLoCh's ace in the first round. I can now read his score a little bit better. It looks like 1,964. So we'll jump into round number 2 here. So
no city.
So probably a good second round for Theos then. If you're not in an urban area, it definitely gives him a chance to maybe make up some of those points. WaCoLoCh seeing a vineyard, yeah. But again, road signs aplenty in America, so there'll be no difficulty at least knowing what road you're on.
Yeah, that's the one good thing. The one bad thing is that's not really going to help you if you don't find any other information.
Yeah, it's a little bit too specific, at least to start with. You need something to help you narrow that field of searching down a bit. Theos may be trying to grab an area code off of that phone number, that sign, rather, for a phone number. But
that's ambitious.
It is a little bit ambitious. I thought it said maybe 570, but it's really hard to tell. But he does seem to base a little bit of a guess on that. They are following relatively the same path, so
yeah,
they will share information on this one. Yeah,
or they'll share no information.
So far, yeah, at least they're equally disinformed so far.
That is a good sign for Theos if he sees it.
And if his screen loads, there you go. Quite a few city names. He can maybe search for those.
Especially if he knows that he had the 570 area code, because that's an area that's not that populated, so there's not that many cities.
Yeah, they should be in the northeast quadrant of the state, which isn't saying much, but it at least narrows it down a bit. And with about 4 or 5, well, that's a very good sign. State route 3021. So
Yeah, so at this point, I think if he actually has seen the error code, which I'm not totally sure, but you said it appears that he did, I'd be searching the map at this point, yeah.
WaCoLoCh not resting on his laurels after that ace in round 1 is going to continue to move around, try to get a little bit more information. I think he jumped back to the start.
He went back to the start, going the other way.
Yeah, but Theos again spending a lot of time on this map, trying to find the information.
I think he's looking a bit too far south, but I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, I think he is. I think it's further north than that. For any of you curious, that state route number with 4 digits is county specific. So unless he knows the county he's in, it's not really going to help him too much. But if he manages to find that, it might help him, but probably a bit of a stretch. WaCoLoCh traveling in the opposite direction, heading north. He'll see a few more town names, but that's about it so far.
Yeah, I just remember. Well, I say I remembered. I just looked it up. This was the one round that I didn't find.
It's a tricky one indeed.
I didn't find an area code. Just found some those city signs that they also found, and I had no idea where to look for them. Basically,
about 15 seconds. Both of them seem to be at a loss for where to go. WaCoLoCh last second scrambling to maybe find a name he recognizes, but it doesn't go pay off.
Theos is definitely closer, but we'll have to see how close.
Oh, okay, he is a lot closer. Wow. Again, I can't really read his score. 2,939, perhaps?
Yeah, just below 3,000.
Yeah. Maybe, Clement, if you can bring up his score on the map, and we can use
2,809 points for Theos.
Okay, for round 2. WaCoLoCh, though, complete opposite of round number 1, an ace, but then round number 2, only 389 points. Way far west of where he needed to be for that. So maybe that area code really did pay off for Theos there. At least puts him back in the hunt for taking this match. So
yeah, I'm just having a bit of a look at the area code map, and that's like the extreme outskirts of phone code 570, but it is still in that area.
So yeah, a little bit of a break for Theos there. If I can click on the right timestamp, there we go. And definitely not the round he's looking to have for WaCoLoCh after that ace. He'll really want to recover from that in round number 3 as we get into that. So he still has a lead, but it's down to around only about 500 points after the almost 4,000 point lead he had. So a massive gain for Theos there. Just what he wanted in round 2. And definitely possible to take the lead again, because another rural location on a dirt road this time. So
the thing with locations that rural in Pennsylvania is that they're probably not that hard if you can find a bit of information, because there's not a lot of towns around here. And having not a lot of towns around means your search area in Pennsylvania is very small, because that's like there's not many areas that aren't densely populated in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, so actually it's quite a bit of information if you're in the middle of nowhere, because there's very few middle of nowheres in the state.
Yeah.
Looks like WaCoLoCh has found a paved road at least. And they do, I think they're moving in a little bit slightly different directions.
Yeah, they are.
So
I
So
mean,
this
they're
could,
both going east at the moment, but
mm,
not at quite the same latitude.
yeah, a little bit different. Do you have any recollection or idea where we might be
Yeah,
in
we're at
this
the
round?
at the furthest most north you can be in. Well, not
Ah, I remember this.
not in the northwest, but in the north, like central, like
Mm.
before. You know what I mean?
Yeah, North Central is a pretty good description. I
Yeah.
think you're fine with that. Yeah, I remember this. That I found a road, I think, and I didn't realize we were so far north. So I was further
Mm,
south on the road, this road that WaCoLoCh is just taking a look at, North 69, a state route in
mm.
Pennsylvania.
Yeah,
So
I think I found an area code and then found a couple of cities and just looked for those. It wasn't too hard to find. Sugar Grove, yeah.
WaCoLoCh definitely has the information. Whether or not he's going to be able to locate this on the map is going to be the tricky thing. But again, another state road, 957, with some city names should be plenty.
Yeah, Sugar Grove.
Theos has an area
Oh,
code.
Sugar Grove is relatively easy to spot if you zoom in on the right area. And WakeLock also just found a sign with cities that are quite far away. So again, if he looks in the right area, he should be able to spot them easily.
That's the. I'm about to say. I thought he was on the northern border and clicked over it, but no, he was on the southern border and clicked in Pennsylvania, so he's okay
Okay for now.
for now. But still quite a ways away. I think he's still too far south with that marker.
Yeah,
Theos
definitely.
seeing the same road maps now, road signs. Sorry, now 69 for the state route.
Yeah, they might have made their way into the same town by different routes.
Yeah, I think they might have different directions.
Yeah, because there's
Oh,
not a lot of towns around there, so they must have both made their way into Sugar Grove.
and they're both looking way south, which is really odd because the sign should definitely give them a clue they're in the north. Oh, there we go. So at least Theos moves his
Yeah,
marker north.
he's
Oh, he's
found it.
found it. There we go. Good job, Theos. Definitely giving WaCoLoCh a run for his money here, not letting his fellow promoted player get away from him. Pinpointing would be a little bit hard here, but he should be looking at probably
Where did
in the
he
range
just...
of 4,000.
Theo's just moved his marker quite far away from where we're supposed to be.
He did move it a long way, and WaCoLoCh, a little frustration, doesn't pause much at all on that round.
That's strange. I wonder why he did
There
that.
we go. Yeah, I don't know why. He knew he was around Sugar Grove, so even if that wasn't the starting location, he should have put us around the vicinity of that city, but he moves way south. Maybe
Yeah,
overestimating how far he moved, Calamity?
to be perfectly honest, I don't quite remember if Theos actually saw Sugar Grove written somewhere. He definitely had the 69 as a state road, and I'm pretty sure he also saw the 957. If he did, he should have definitely known we were in Sugar Grove. If he didn't, then I think he might have just placed us near Warren and North Warren because he saw that on a sign somewhere, though that sign did say probably you're like 15 kilometers away from it.
Yeah.
But he might have just not known in which direction, which again seems odd because the 69 stops in North Warren, so it can only be the other direction. But maybe
Yeah.
he'll be able to explain it in the comments if he sees this.
Yeah, so Theos, let us know as if you watched this video exactly what you saw there that made you move a little bit further south. Your earlier marker was much better off, but fortunately for him, WaCoLoCh wasn't even as close as that. Still way far south in the state. Another 370 points for WaCoLoCh. 2 rounds in a row under 1,000 points really puts him way behind Theos there. So yeah, very unfortunate for him. He just spent too much time there for that Calamity.
Could you please repeat that last one? Like the audio skipped forward a bit
Oh,
for me.
sorry. Yeah, he was just looking too far south and wasted a lot of time scanning the map in the wrong place. So.
Yeah, the thing is, I think you said he saw. Yeah, he definitely did see the 814 area code. The problem with that is that area basically spans like the whole, like from the southernmost point of Pennsylvania to the northernmost point. Yeah, so he probably was just looking around the south and didn't make his way all the way up, trying to search for the right cities.
Yeah, the only thing I can fault him for is that Pennsylvania state routes, odd numbers are higher in the north. So it goes from 1 in the south to 9 in the north. So he should know if from that that you are in the northern part of the state, especially with a 9, you're in the way north part of the state. So maybe that's what he did. He missed a little bit of practice information would have given him that. But yeah, a bit unfortunate for him. After that brilliant start, he's had 2 very tough rounds. Let's see if he can recover in round number 4. I can pretty much just play his video because he doesn't give us much pause. And I'll try to catch up Theos with him. There we go. So yeah, Theos now looking to have about a 2,000 point lead on WaCoLoCh. So a massive swing in this matchup.
But this round was quite nice to find, if I remember correctly. I don't know if I just got lucky by the way I went, but I think there's good information anywhere you go. And Fierce is already looking for something. What did he see?
He's found a U.S. U.S. state route, which is really good. U.S. national route, rather. So.
Yeah, that's like the dream, what you can find in Pennsylvania.
Yeah. They're easy to find, but the problem is they usually span the entire state. So it goes from one side to the other. So yeah, that's a little bit difficult, but
that's true. But at least you've got a line that you can follow when you're searching the map for a town.
Yeah, indeed. And they're on quite a major road, so there should be lots of landmarks for them to be able to use once they do find that location to pinpoint their exact spawn. So they'll be happy with that. So I definitely think WaCoLoCh fancies his chances here to make a comeback of some kind, at least. Definitely enough information for him to do that, especially with Theos's internet being a little bit slow. Theos also seen a sign for Gettysburg, so that should let him know he's in the south central part of the state.
Gettysburg is easy to find, but it did say trucks to Gettysburg, so he might be anywhere north of Gettysburg along that national road.
Yes, but at least it helps you a little bit narrow down that searching. And it does appear that WaCoLoCh is looking in the relatively the right area. Theos jumping back to the start there.
Yeah, Theos is closer already. Again, WaCoLoCh's put his marker somewhere around Gettysburg, I think.
He will move in the opposite direction to try to get some more information. Yeah, so what they really need maybe is a city name with a mileage marker on it, how many miles away they are.
Yeah, either that
useful.
Or just find out which city you're in, which I think Theos has done. He seems pretty confident. Well, maybe not. His confidence just went. As he puts us in the wrong city again.
Yeah, but, WaCoLoCh along the same road, but a little bit further south.
I think he's got it, Theos. He's in the right town now. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, there we go. He's got it. Yeah, so now he'll be working his way backward to that starting location. So this is one thing. Pay attention to the road direction that you're on, because WaCoLoCh is looking at a road that runs relatively east-west, but he has his marker on a road running north-south. So that's something you can avoid pretty easily. He should be looking for an east-westerly direction of that road to put his marker on. Now, on a long road, it's not the easiest thing to do. There could be lots of segments that do the same thing, but he should at least know that his marker is in the wrong place. And this road actually seems to tip fairly south, so he should know we're higher up. And you move so fast. Slow down. There we go. I believe that's an ace for Theos because we still can't quite read his number. Yeah, so an ace for him. So he'll make his ace in this round, in round number 4, equaling WaCoLoCh's ace in the first round. But WaCoLoCh, again, just too far south. Only 1,692 points from that round. So Theos will not only make his comeback, but he will take a huge lead into the final round, pretty much putting it out of reach for WaCoLoCh, I would say.
Yeah, road direction there was a good point from you. The 11 was clearly going west-east, and even though you said before that the 11, like the national highways go basically or all the way through the states, the 11 is actually quite short, and it ends in Harrisburg. It might continue somewhere else outside of Pennsylvania, but so that there's actually only about like 20 to 30 kilometers either way of the starting location where it could be like where the 11 goes west-east.
Yeah, so a bit of missed information there again from WaCoLoCh. Unfortunately, he'll have a lot to do in this final round, and only 4 minutes to do it, and probably not the location you'd want in a suburb. There should be enough information. Yeah, enough information for both of them that Theos shouldn't be too far off. At least shouldn't give up enough points for him to make that comeback. So,
I mean, he can't give up more than 5,000 points. So.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Oh, he is over 5,000 points behind. So
they can basically just place it anywhere and call it a day, but he obviously doesn't know that at this point.
Yeah, and you shouldn't do that. You should, try to finish strong and get an ace. That always boosts the morale. 2 aces in a game is not bad at all. So it's the other rounds he'll be a little bit frustrated with, but a 2 ace performance is nothing to sneeze at. So. But yeah, basically Theos here will be doing a little bit of a victory lap, even though he doesn't know it. But he'll be doing his due diligence here as well, just to make sure he doesn't leave any room.
Yeah, WaCoLoCh's still having problems getting out of this residential area.
Which is always the fun part about suburbs.
He actually looked at a trash can there. I don't know if you saw anything on it, but
I don't think he did. I was trying to read something, but I didn't get anything off of it that would have been useful. But I'm actually quite surprised with Theos's performance. His internet obviously isn't the best, as it takes about 1.5 seconds to load every time he moves, but he's still putting up some very respectable numbers in a very difficult state. So.
Yeah, what they don't know yet about this round is that they're actually quite close to one of the rounds they had prior to that.
Theos sees the police station, which if he takes time to read the signs, could give him a county or city name, depending on what kind of police it is. But he doesn't seem to be interested in spending time looking at the police station. WaCoLoCh, probably the best bit of information so far, State Route 114. So they are in the somewhat eastern part of the state again. And Theos will find it as well, as he'll find a junction with 15 and as well as some pretty big city names. So.
Yep. Gettysburg and Harrisburg should definitely be familiar to them. If not from practice, then from last round.
And they were just here.
Yep.
It does seem like WaCoLoCh is
remembering. 14.
Yeah, so he will put up a pretty decent score with about 1 minute left. Quite a few seniors, as well as an exit number, which is very helpful for Theos here.
Yeah, I don't know if it's just me, but I always think of these highway exit signs in the US as completely useless for Geoguessr.
Oh no, they're full of information.
Yeah, but they basically only help you when you already know where you are roughly.
Well, yeah, roughly. If you're looking for pinpointing, that'll help. Especially because usually the exit names in town have street names for the name of the exit.
Mm,
So you're like, well, it doesn't help me know which city it is, um, unless you already know the city. Then you can pinpoint the street. But that's about all
yeah,
you're
but
gonna
that's
get. Yeah.
as they're coming close to running out of time. Both
Yeah, but
relatively
a
even.
pretty much even performance there by both of them. 4-8 something for Theos,
Mm,
and 4-9-09 for WaCoLoCh. He did win round 5, so he'll take a little bit of pride in that. Didn't quite pinpoint the right street in the suburbs, but other than that, did a very good job for him. But unfortunately, he already had lost the match by this point. So Theos will take the win. A very strong performance. If you can get a total score here, definitely think maybe WaCoLoCh is the better one, but it doesn't appear he actually sees his own score. There we go. That's not him, is it? No.
no.
Why does he have it highlighted? There we go. Way down in 22nd place, a total of 12,720. Uh, Theos looks like to get 17,924. So yeah, an over 5,000 point lead for Theos there. A massive swing there, Calamity. Definitely didn't see that one finishing this way after round number 1, right, Calamity?
Yeah, kind of surprising, but on the other hand, Philadelphia, like if it's not a big state, and pretty much if you know where you are, you're gonna get close to 5K, and if you don't know where
Mm.
you are, you're not gonna be anywhere near it. So it's not surprising to see a lot of swings in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, but definitely the kind of the tale of the day for this matchup was just consistency. Theos didn't have the most amazing of rounds. He did get one ace, but if you look at his rounds, a 1,000 point round, a 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 point. So he was kind of all over the place. But compared to WaCoLoCh's rounds, where he was either in the 4 or 5 range or the less than 1,000 point range, definitely a little bit more consistency there for Theos. So unfortunately, so yeah, so Theos will definitely take a big boost in pride and morale from this win over a fellow newly promoted member, and definitely help him boost himself up in the tables. So next week, they're facing off against opponents in the world map. So who will they be facing, Calamity?
Yeah, Fears is going to be playing against Freckles, and WaCoLoCh is going to be playing against the Baseman, which are both very, very hard matchups for them.
Yeah, Freckles was demoted from League Two last
Mm-hmm.
season, and the Baseman, a newcomer, but putting up very good numbers so far this season. So yeah, definitely not a matchup that either of those two will be entirely looking forward to, but maybe a little bit more of a chance to do sort of well on a world map. WaCoLoCh seemed to struggle a little bit in a small map like this, but maybe a world map is something he can hope to do a little bit better on for that. So yeah, we'll see you all next week on a world map. So take care.
Bye.